lot of weird anime, especially when it comes to romance, but there are just some that are too weird to be true. So here are the top 10 controversial romance anime that broke the internet. Number 10, A Girl and Her Dog.
お風呂入ってこよう。
大丈夫ですか？
甘い匂い。
To start off our list is an anime called A Girl and Her Dog. You already know that when the word dog is in an anime title, things aren't gonna look good. You see, in this series, our girl Isaku was an orphan and her grandfather took care of her, who was a Yakuza boss. He assigned her a caretaker and the guy kept following her through high school because he's quote-unquote overprotective.
伊作さん。見えますか？
いや、ちょっと恥ずかしいから。
First things first, this man has been taking care of her whole life. Now, Isaku actually has a crush on him, which makes their relationship really weird. The guy also has no boundaries because not only does he give her a back hug and whisper in her ear, but then just shoves her towards her bed ready to do the deed. This is just wrong on so many levels. Number 9, After the Rain.
店長ってメセみたいなので携帯とかで ID とかって持ってたりしますか？
やっぱり
もし
睨んでるよな。
If you thought that was weird, get ready for this one because when I say gap, I mean there's a huge gap. Akira Tachibana is a high school student who's not interested in the boys in her school because she's actually has a crush on her manager named Masami. Now, the word manager already makes you wonder how old he is. Well, he's 45 years old.
あれそれ
She's totally in love with a middle-aged man, which is fine and all if not for the fact that she's a high schooler. I mean, that's okay too. It happens a lot in real life, but he also has a kid and that doesn't bother her. It's not super controversial, only mildly, because the guy also doesn't show the fact that he's interested. Unlike Mr. Guard Dog before, the main problem lies with Akira because she goes as far as sniffing this guy's shirt. Number 8, World's End Harem.
この世界に女しかいなくなってしまったのです。ごく一部の男性はコールドスリープ状態で何とか生きながらえていますが、地球上の 99.9% の男性が死滅しました。
From age gaps, we're now going towards harems, and what better to start things off than World's End Harem? This series has a lot of popularity in 2021, but it eventually died down. This is because in this world, most men have died because of a virus. Our boy Raito is one of those survivors, and now he's gonna be one of the guys that brings back Earth's population.
何ですかこれ？
この中から子作りをしても良いという女性を選んでください。
そんな選べって言われても。こんなのやっぱり冗談にしか思えません。
This is basically an anime that's categorized into the genre starting with the letter H. However, it's not as weird as Redo of Healer with its episode 2 because it's not that violent. But the one thing that made viewers was the black bars. Basically, they decided to air this to licensees such as Crunchyroll, and to make it kid-friendly, they used black bars, and thus the anime became literally unwatchable. So why did they even bother in the first place? Number 7, My Life as Yunaki's Dog.
一人で何してるの？
うわ、気まず。
腕立て伏せ。
じゃあその耳は？
Ah, yes, another series that has the word dog in it. And in this case, the girl might literally have that dog in her. What happened here is that a nameless student suddenly became a dog, and now he's being taken in by his crush. He's now named Puchita, similar to the dog from Chainsaw Man. The only difference is that Puchita doesn't spy on girls. There are a lot of things that happen here that I cannot say unless I want this video to be demonetized. Not only is he with his crush, but there's a whole roster of girls, which basically means as a dog, he's more popular than most of us. Every minute feels like there's going to be an ecchi scene, and I think the girl's falling for Puchita. Maybe she's just a furry, but well, this is taking things to another level. Number 6, Kodomo no Jikan.
じゃあ先生は私といけないことはしたことなかった
ここの絵
青木先
Okay, first things first, it's kinda okay and not at the same time for a high schooler to fall in love with a grown man or woman, but Kodomo no Jikan is just wild. Our boy Aoki is a 3rd grade teacher and he's just about to teach his first class, but fate played a cruel game on him because now his students are falling in love with him.
痛いんだよね痛いの痛いの飛んでけ痛いの痛いの飛んでけ
Yes, 3rd graders. The author must have been out of his mind while writing this story. Why did they have to hypersexualize 3rd graders? And it's not just one girl too, because there are a bunch of them. Some people say the story is good and there's a reason that all of this is happening, and that once you push past the lolly scenes, it was rather enjoyable. Or the ones saying that might be just lolly fans. Number 5, Ero Manga Sensei.
お前のイラストって超エロいよなあとさぎり実は俺は
Speaking of lollies, Ero Manga Sensei, Sagiri and Masamune are step-siblings, but after their parents passed away, Sagiri became a shut-in. Now, Masamune is a really good light novel writer, and his illustrator is just as good as him. That's when he learns that Sagiri was an illustrator his whole time, and let's just say things are about to get weird.
Kawaii Shimapan.
Fun fact, Sagiri is literally a little kid. She doesn't only look that way. What makes this series controversial is how it creates coincidences to sexualize both Sagiri and Masamune. There's also the fact that Sagiri draws erotic art for a living, and the lengths she would go to get the perfect reference for a panty shot is insane. There are also other girls giving Masamune his very own harem, but is it considered incest if they're step-siblings? Is it time to call the FBI, or does Ero Manga Sensei get a pass? Number 4, Wolf Girl and Black Prince.
3回回ってお手からのワンだな。
さっきと顔違うっていうかワンって
ほらやって
いやほらって
This is what happens when you lie to your friends and say that you have a girlfriend or boyfriend. That's what Erica exactly did, and now she's in a lot of trouble because when he asked the random stranger she was her boyfriend, he turned out to be a sadist, and now she has to be his dog.
ご主人様の言いつけ守っちゃってさ。あの瞳がゾクゾクするほど可愛いんだよな。
Yep, the word dog is here again, and now sadism has taken the stage. The guy does not hold back and literally treats her like one too. Some people say she deserves it, but how far is too far? This is where the master and slave relationship comes in, and Erica finds that she actually likes him. The way he treats her also gets worse as the series goes on and becomes so dark to the point where he toys with her emotions. Some might find it difficult to watch. Number 3, Usagi Drop.
おじさんお腹減った
おじさんとか言うな
First things first, the thing about Usagi Drop is that the fan base is split into thinking if there really is some controversy or not. So the story goes like this. Daikichi's grandfather passed away, and when he arrived at his house, he met a girl who was his granddad's illegitimate daughter. Now that she doesn't have a home, Daikichi takes her in and raises her by himself.
お前も向こうで寝てきな
大丈夫
ひでえ顔
This This sounds really wholesome, and a lot of people agree too. The first season was amazing, and their dynamics were just like a father and a daughter. That is, until you start reading the manga and find out about the ending. Let's say it just completely ruined what the series was trying to build up, and some might even say it was straight up just grooming. However, you just have to wait for the ending to be animated and decide for yourself. Number 2, Nobunaga, Teacher's Young Bride.
俺のことが好きだな。そして大事なのは年齢だ。最低18歳以上。君、今何歳
15歳でございますが。
For the title alone, you already know what's going on. Nobunaga always dreamt of having that perfect girl, but be careful what you wish for because you might be surprised when it comes true. What appears is a 14-year-old girl named Kichu, and she thinks he was the Nobunaga from before and wants to have children with him.
何やってんだお前
14歳の子を脱がして何やってんの。
こいつが勝手に脱ぎ出したんだ
However, it doesn't end there as more girls start to appear and they all seem to be younger than him. One of them is another 14-year-old girl. This man might just be an expert in finding loopholes in child protection laws because no one knows how the police aren't chasing him. Every trope is here too, from traps to the girl with the massive badongalongs. Number 1, Kiss X Sis.
ケータ。
ちょっと待てどうやって中にてか俺たち兄弟なんだぞダメだって
なんで？
Kiss X Sis is like Arrow Manga Sensei, but on steroids. Our boy Kaita now has 2 new stepsisters after his father remarried, and they've been together since they were kids. But as time went on, they went from innocent siblings to an entire incest machine. They try to convince him not to go to a different high school, though. You guessed it, making him fall in love with their bodies.
ただいま
おかえり。ケーちゃん。
What's even weirder about this show is that their parents actually agreed on his stepsisters trying to marry him. It's full on ecchi, there's no saving it. A lot of people are even confused as to how this show isn't in the H genre. In the world of controversy, Kiss X Sis has made its name and incest is its game. That's why it's number 1 on our list of the top 10 controversial romance anime that broke the internet.